Hey guys, let's talk about last round of Google interview loop, which is leadership Googliness round. Okay, and here let's say they have asked you question that you are a staff engineer. This is mostly for the staff engineer, but L4 L5 can answer based on their role as well. Okay, so let's say the question is you are a staff engineer responsible for platform used by 5 product team. Okay, so your platform is using 5 product teams, and you are a staff engineer handling that platform. So each team wants a different architecture. How do you make a decision? So now all 5 teams want different architecture. Then how you will consensus all those team members? Okay, how you will get the consensus? So see, this is one of Google's most important Googliness or staff engineer interview question, and Google is evaluating whether you can. Okay, here these things he will check. So he will check that whether you can influence without authority. You don't have authority, but can you influence? Okay, and then derive technical directions. Then build consensus. Okay, consensus among all the teams. Then make data-driven architectural decision and not based on your opinions. Then balance product and engineering goals. Lead through ambiguity and learn from failures. Again, expectation differ by level. So L4, what he is expected to say: collaborate with teammates. Okay, evaluate technical trade-off, contribute data-driven ideas, and support the team's architectural decision while remaining open to feedback. So this one is expected from L4. Now what is expected with L5? So make sound technical decision for a team. So sound technical decision he has to take. And L6 staff engineer, so drive architecture across multiple teams, align stakeholders, and create long-term technical strategy. Okay, and this one can be used by other teams also. So he is making organization-wide decisions. Okay, staff engineer L6. Okay, so he will say that I would start by choosing an architecture. Okay, he will choose one architecture. I would first understand each team's business goal, technical constraint, scalability requirement, and timelines. All these 4 things. I would evaluate multiple options using objective criteria, involve all stakeholders in decision review, and choose the architecture that best serve the platform as a whole rather than optimizing for single team. Okay, so directly we jump to L6 only. Okay, we have seen what L6 will say, because mostly it is for the staff engineer. Okay, now let's talk about follow-up questions. So we'll take here 5 follow-up questions. The first one is, how do you resolve disagreements? So L4 will say that he will listen to everyone's idea. Okay, then discuss the pros and cons of each approach. Use facts such as requirement, then simplicity, maintainability to compare options. Okay, then if needed, ask a senior engineer or tech lead for guidance, and then support the final team decision and help implement it. So whatever will be the final decision, you will support him. Okay, L5 will say that encourage open discussion and compare technical trade-offs. Okay, so technical trade-offs they will discuss. Then L6 will focus on data instead of opinions, right? So approach will be architecture design review, ADR he's talking about here. Then performance benchmark means for different approaches they will compare the performance, okay, in the same situation. So that is your performance benchmark. Then proof of concept, they will create some POCs, and then risk analysis. Now if consensus is not reached, make a decision based on measurable engineering principles and business impact. Now follow-up question 2 is, how do you measure success? So L4 will say that I measure success by checking whether the feature meet the functional requirement and perform well and is delivered with minimal defects. I also look at user or QA feedback and monitor for any production issue after deployment to ensure solution is reliable. Okay, L5 will say that he will measure system performance, reliability, delivery, timelines. Okay, these factors will be for him to measure success. Okay, so performance, reliability, and then delivery timeline. L6 will say that he will track platform adoption, development velocity, system availability, latency, operational cost, incident reduction, and developer satisfaction. Right, so success is measured by both technical excellence and business outcomes. Now follow-up question 3 is, how do you communicate architectural decision? So L4 will say that I communicate my design using simple diagram and explain the reasoning behind the main design choices, why he has choose this design. I discuss the approach during design or code review, document important decisions, and ensure the team understand how the solution should be implemented. Right? L5 will say that he will share architecture diagram and explain design choices with the team. And L6 will communicate through ADR, okay, architecture decision records, and then design document, technical presentation, design review meeting, and internal documentations. Now explain not only what was chosen, but why alternatives were rejected. That is also important. What is chosen, that is fine. You will explain about the what part, but why other is rejected, that is also you need to talk about. Okay. Now follow-up question 4 is how do you balance short-term needs with long-term maintainability? So L4 will say that build a simple solution that meets the current requirement, okay, and follow coding standard and write clean and maintainable code. Avoid unnecessary complexity or premature optimization. He will avoid it, and then keep the design flexible enough for future enhancement, okay, for extensibility. He will talk here, and refactor when requirement grow instead of over engineering upfront. Now L5 will say that deliver immediate business value without introducing unnecessary complexity, okay, and L6 will separate the immediate business need, okay. The first thing is what is immediately business want. So solve the current problem, meet immediate goals, or time to market is critical, let's say, okay. Then second thing is minimal viable solution, MVS, okay. So build only what is needed, keep it simple, and deliver quick values, right? So like API service, database, and cache. So he will talk about minimal viable solution. Now next is evaluation plan. So identify gap, then plan improvement, and add capabilities incrementally, right? And then the last one is long-term architecture. So long-term architecture should be scalable and resilient, okay. After that, high availability, maintainability, extensibility, future ready. So avoid over engineering while ensuring today's shortcut. Don't become tomorrow's technical debt, okay. So today's, if you are you are using some shortcut today, that should not become the tomorrow's technical debt. That is the thing. Now follow-up question 5, the last one is how do you mentor engineers through the transition? So L4 will say that I help my teammates by sharing what I have learned, explaining my implementation and design decision during code reviews, and supporting them during debugging or pair programming. I encourage open discussion so everyone understands the solution and can contribute confidently. L5 will say that provide documentation, pair programming, and regular knowledge sharing sessions. L6 will say create a structured adaptation plan. Okay, so like technical workshop or design walkthrough, then coding standard, office hours, and then code reviews and internal champion within each team. So empower engineers to understand the reasoning behind architectural changes rather than simply following the instructions. So that's it. Thank you.